Howdy YouTube, I'm Big Johnson from Big Johnson Brewing. Today's video is going to be about the differences that I can speak of between the Johnson Controls A419 and the STC 1000. But before we get going with that, it's important to drink some delicious homebrew because this is a homebrew video and that's just what you gotta do. What we have on the go here is a Hefeweizen. It's pretty awesome. Although it's heavy on the bananas, and when I redo things, I'm probably gonna go for a Belgian wheat beer as opposed to a German wheat beer. That's my personal preference. Otherwise, I can highly recommend Hefeweizen recipe from Beersmith. So, on to that which is important today. Here's your STC 1000, if anybody wondered. And here is your Johnson Controls A419. I bought the 1000, the STC, to build my keezer a couple of months ago. And I was trying to save a buck here and there, so I thought, oh, we'll buy the STC. It'll be cheaper than the Johnson Controls. And then you bring it home and you realize, which you knew because you'd already done your research, but it is just a temperature controller. It doesn't have any of the necessary items required to connect it. So I ended up spending $30 on the STC device because I found it in my local home brew shop. So I thought, oh, I'll give them the business, no big deal. And then I bring home the temperature controller, and having spent $30, I then go to the Home Depot and buy an extension cord, and you can't get out of there with one of those for less than $20. I had to buy a gray electrical box to mount the whole thing in so I could have a nice safe enclosure. That was another $20. I had to get little screwy-y, pluggy things so that I could do a nice job mounting the power cord in and out of the gray box. And so all told, I probably spent $80 on the setup. Having said that, it's neat, tidy, it works well. I screwed it to the wall behind the keezer. It's a pretty good deal. It works, you know, the temperature is cold. My beer is delicious. I just slopped it on me. That's fine. If you were to have gone out and spent the $80 on the Johnson Controls unit, you would have bypassed all the crap that I had to put up with. You'd have spent your $80 once at the home brew shop and given them the service and not had to give any more money to Home Depot. Plugged her in, stuck your temperature thing in the freezer, and she'd have been good to go. So that's just my little summary of food for thought for the day. If by chance you are building the wooden surround in the top of your keezer and mounting your taps there you could put a hole in it and put the STC in that hole and maybe get away from spending some of the money, but that still has its own set of problems because then you've got the loose wires hanging out the back of the thing, which is another point. In theory, you should get a Sparky to help you electricianify all the wires for the STC, which has already been done on the Johnson. So there you go. The Johnson is the plug-and-play solution. The STC is the DIY solution, which in the end will not save you any money. But arguably it's prettier and it has a few more buttons, so that's fun. Anyway, cheers, kids. That's all I got for now. Keep your airlocks bubbling.